Okay, traders, so in this section, we're going to take a look at Metatrader 4. I'm going to give you guys just a brief guide through using MT4 for those of you guys who use it. If you use a Mac, MT4 is a little bit trickier to get. It's basically built mostly for Windows. You'll have to look into that. If you are a Mac user, there are some ways around it. You can look those up online. But this is going to be assuming that you do already have MT4, which you get from your broker. So if you choose a broker, in this example, this is Trader's Way. I just have a demo account for showing this kind of performance or just showing this example, right? So what we're going to be doing here is I'm just going to step through just some of the basics of MT4. And again, you're just going to get MT4 by going to your broker's website and then looking for an MT4 download wherever they present it to you. And then you should be able to get it. Now, MT4 is a software that the brokers are connected to. So you'll need a broker in order to actually have Metatrader 4. Also called MT4. So what you've got here is you've got the toolbar up along the top. You'll see that you have a bunch of different kind of icons and things to look at, but I'm going to go through some of the basics first. If we take a look here, this is the Market Watch tab. This is going to show you all the different charts that you can look at. Let's say we wanted to take a look at GBP USD. All I would do is right click this and go new chart window right there. And there we go. Now we've got GBP USD here on the chart. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see all the different charts that I've got open, or at least that I'm looking at on this example. Okay, so that's how we can open up any chart that we want. Let's actually we'll skip to the data window. Is not super important, at least in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and go to the navigator section, which can be important. So this is going to be where you find your account details, your indicators, your expert advisors, and your scripts. The big ones here, if you're not already using expert advisors, those are basically Forex robots, but indicators, things like RSI and that sort of stuff, right? For example, if we wanted to put an RSI on our chart, we just scroll it over here and there we go. Now we've got RSI. We can change the inputs if we want to change them and then just click OK. And there we go. Now we've got RSI on our charts, and we can remove them any time by just right-clicking on the chart, going to indicator list, and we can delete it just by clicking delete here. Okay, so that's how to add an indicator or remove it from your chart. You can also do the same kind of thing with expert advisors. For example, we could just put on any random one here, and you just drag this on, you just apply it using your different inputs there, and you can adjust as you want. If you do use expert advisors, that is up to you. Again, that's how you would drag on an expert advisor, how you would drag on an indicator, and that should be the big things. You want to log in, you just you'll just right click here and click log into a trade account with your broker. That should be something that you already have set up. If you've already gotten a broker set up, you'll have your login information. You can just choose the appropriate server, get added, and then it should pop up with your trade details here down below. So again, if you're using a demo account, for the sake of example, like I am here, you'll have your information like your balance, your equity, free margin, all of that sort of information down below here in the trading panel, which is this terminal here icon at the top of the screen. This is where you're going to see your trades, where you're also going to see your account history. So past trades that you've either closed. You've also got things like other tabs here. You got the news and alerts, and you can set some alerts if you'd like. You could play around with those sorts of things, but those are not as important and maybe a little bit more advanced for later on if you get more familiar with Metatrader 4. Next thing here is the strategy tester. You don't need to know too much about this, but if you are getting into expert advisors, this is a way to back test historically an expert advisor. For example, if you have a robot that you either built, purchased, or did whatever to get it, right? If you've got an expert advisor, you can go back on historical data using this tool and run a test to see how that would have traded. There's more on that. If you are a purchaser of one of our software tools, there is installation guides and all that sort of stuff for you if you have not already gotten those. Now, the next thing we're going to take a look at here is actually placing orders. If you are not familiar with placing orders here on the chart, let's say that for whatever reason, I think that the GBP USD will go down. We could basically place a sell limit here, right? So this would, you just have to accept the terms there, and then you would basically sell limit here, right? Just for an example. So now you have a sell limit on your chart. You can use this over here on the right, this little kind of toolbar to adjust the height of the chart. You can also zoom in and out using these features here. And then you have these kind of nifty little tools here, which scroll to the end of the chart or even shift the right of the chart over. So if I have that off, you can see the chart comes right up to the edge, but if I want a little bit of space, which I personally do, it'll go ahead and do that. You can adjust that fun little trick. You can actually do that with this as well to actually give yourself more space to do whatever you want to do, chart or any of that. If you want to use things like Fibonacci's, there are some tools here up at the top. You can also, for example, if you wanted to draw a fib from here to here, right? There you go. This is a little bit more of an advanced topic if you're not familiar with Fibonacci retracements. Maybe we'll talk about that more later on in the course, so stay tuned. But just generally speaking, that's where you can find some of these technical tools, such as the Fibonacci's. You can also draw text, right? So if you wanted to add text to your chart, you could do that there. You can also add little things like adding an arrow, anything that you want to do for your own markups is available to you here. You've also got horizontal lines. You've got trend lines as well. All of these are available inside the Metatrader 4 platform, just up here at the top. Another cool little trick that is awesome is this little crosshair tool. You can either just click up here or do Control plus F, right? Which will go ahead and allow you to use this little crosshair, which can actually help you calculate pips, right? So if I were to take the pip counter here and drag it up to here, we would know that this move, that middle number, right? You've got the 12 and then the 20, 65, and then the last number. The middle number is actually the pip counter, and this is actually delivered in points, and to each pip there are 10 points. So this is 2037. That's actually about 203 pips if my math is correct, which a lot of times it's not, so you might have to double check me. But basically 10 points to a pip, and this tool can be used to calculate the distance of a particular market move. I find it very useful for tallying up how many pips I am in profit, or if I just, how many pips we are away from a key zone. So for example, the level that we put the sell limit in as an example is about 100 pips away, or 1,000 points away. Okay, and then that last number on the far right, the 1.2355, that's actually just the price level itself, which you can also see here just on the far right hand side, right around here. You can see on the toolbar there the actual price that we were hovering at. This makes it easier for reference when communicating with other traders or just sharing your ideas. You can kind of reference the number that you see over on the far right. So that is just a general guide there. You can also change the chart if you like bar charts or line charts. That's available to you here. You can change those at your discretion. And again, the zoom out feature. One more thing is that you can click this. This is the arrange windows as non-overlapping tiles. This is kind of cool because you can look at all different charts at once. If you are multitask oriented or you're just better at looking at a lot of things than I am, you can pull up a bunch of charts and see them all here on the screen for you to look through. If you'd like to jump over to Brent crude, for example, we can take a look at oil, and there it is right on our chart, and we can just head back very simply. You can also set orders, by the way, using this new order function right here. So if I wanted to, for example, I could set a pending or market execution. Market execution meaning I can buy by market, or sell by market, meaning right now at the current best price. We can sell or buy, or we can also use a pending order right here, where if we wanted to set a buy limit, which is a buy below the current price, or a sell limit, which is a sell above the current price, we can set those here at our own kind of discretion at a price that we want. We can also set a stop loss and a take profit if we want, and those are, up to you how you want to set those, of course. But that's just a general guide on using the orders. But for me, I like to actually just right click the chart. And again, you can go to this trading tab and do buy stops, sell limits, whatever you want to look at. And we'll talk more about those order types later on in the course. So stay tuned. We'll speak more of those so that you are a little bit more familiar in some future episodes. Guys, that's a general guide to Metatrader 4. I hope this was helpful to you, and let's go ahead and push on to the next video.